You cannot always be next to me. Sometimes you have to be away from me.
And we start off this session with our good friend talking to his cat. This is Game
New
Master
kitty.
Karakin, and we are coming back to you, kind of, because for a little while I was recording these and intending to put them up on the YouTube thing, but then I kind of crapped out my computer and lost a bunch of stuff, so we kind of have to regroup here. Uh, let's go ahead and go through the players. So we'll start off with Dylan. What is your character? No,
I
we're
am
playing Star
Venom,
Wars.
the Phenom. And it's rewind time.
Let's
Let
rewind
me
time.
tell you, brother, about Venom the Phenom. Yeah.
Venom.
What race is he again?
What?
What race?
Zabrak.
Zabrak, yeah. And which planet did you come from? You came from Dathomir, right?
I think so.
Yeah. You have to make an entrance for this where it's like the greatest, the best pro wrestler from Dathomir.
Yeah, yeah.
Korriban.
And then Ian, what is your character?
My character is Baal, a refugee Miraluka from the distant outskirts of space. He's kind of a weak boy, but he has force vision and is more perceptive than most, except when it comes to females, it seems. He's kind of dumb. So here we are.
Hashtag look with your special eyes. Hashtag
His,
my
his,
brand.
Okay, to give a little bit of background for people who are just coming back to this, and I guess for everyone, since none of the original videos got any airtime at all, um, the story starts out in the distant past of the Old Republic, far, far, far after the years of Revan, and during the collapse of the first ancient Sith Empire. Um, Beyond that, though, the story starts with the characters who are on a ship, a large transport ship, traveling through space in the Outer Rim when uh, a group of Sith fighters come through and attack it. The main characters, uh, black out and find themselves aboard a smaller transport ship strapped to a bed. The ship takes them to a unknown planet, a desert planet, where they meet a very short, probably about a 3.5 foot tall, but exceedingly powerful with the Force adept who wants to style himself as a Sith. Through different interactions, you find out that the adept, your master, or master to be, is a very big fan of the ancient Sith, but has no official affiliation with the Sith that still exist. Um, over the course of the game, you have found out that the master has been setting up different challenges for the different acolytes to overcome to essentially to pick his next apprentice. And so each group of people has been split into different teams, and your team consists of Venom, Baal, and Iniri, a Twi'lek uh, that was from the Republic, and a special sect of the Jedi was training as a Padawan, but was on that ship and also got captured. I will be playing as Iniri. Um, the last thing that happened.
Nerf Iniri.
No, um, no, but so the last thing that happened was that for the fifth challenge, the master sent everyone out in an automated drone somewhere out on the planet, which you guys have found out is Korriban. dropped you off in the wilderness and asked you to go find a tomb and find him a Sith artifact of some kind, or just die out there because he wasn't going to come and pick you up otherwise. You made your way into a small sort of canyon feature in which you found 3 different caves. You entered 2 of them and found some artifacts, including a large sort of egg-like doohickey or whatever. You couldn't really figure out what it was. It had a force presence, but other than that, you couldn't really get any solid idea of what it was. Inside a leather knapsack. Besides that, you found a Sith holocron and parts for a lightsaber. You signaled the dropship to come and get you, and just as you're getting onto the ship, the mouse droid that I think was Baal that sort of enslaved told you that that along one of the other corridors into one of the other caves that you had not gone through was a ship. And that's as far as you guys got. You came back, tricked the master by giving him the Sith artifact and not giving him the other pieces of what you'd found. And now you are back in your stateroom and trying to decide what to do next, because the master may give you another mission pretty soon, or he may just pick somebody off at the blue. So you have I'm just going to tell you you have 3 scenes of training that you can do to improve your stats before the next big thing will happen. And anything you want to do in the meantime is up to you guys.
Interesting. All right. Okay. I don't want to meta game too much, so let's maybe jump into roleplay. We're forced to be in like the same room, right?
Yes, you guys have proven yourselves enough times that your team has your own room, or
And
it was one of the big bunk rooms that you guys had when the initial full group of Force sensitives was deposited there, but so many have died or been maimed or have mysteriously disappeared that has essentially become your
Feel
team's room.
personally attacked.
Yes, a couple of you personally attacked in the lunchroom. I think you were trying to turn a Wookiee into a Wookiee paste or something like that, a Wookiee gumbo. Um,
I told the robot to make me Wookie, and it didn't listen.
The
I was very offended.
Baal's doing. He wanted to fight the Wookiee.
yeah, you
Well,
guys
we
have made
did
a
fight
couple
the
of
Wookiee.
enemies so far. The most notable of them is a very tall Wookiee who now is missing an arm at your last.
Arm, yeah.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
and is
Sorry.
very hates you quite a bit. Is pouring out dark force energy whenever he sees you.
You know, if it was me, I wouldn't have lost my arm. I'm just built different.
Okay.
__ 100.
Yeet. I don't know if you heard, but like Drake said. All right.
Drake.
Yeah. Okay. Um. So let's get into this. Okay.
So Iniri, uh,
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting that Iniri's in the room too. So I'm
yes,
like,
Iniri's sort of just looking at you
me
guys
off.
talk to each other. You guys have an incredible bromance going on, but she
No
is,
girls allowed.
yeah, you both already hit on her a couple of times, and so she just goes
No
to the
girls like me
door.
to be allowed.
She goes to the door and locks it closed.
Oh, oh no.
Comes over to the 2 of you and takes the knapsack off of Venom. which contains the little orb, the egg-shaped thing.
Who told you you could touch my friend? We're friends.
Well, she takes the knapsack out and looks around the room and does a check to see if the does a check to see if the if there is any video cameras in the area, and she manages to find one and walks to another side of the room just outside of the view of the camera and picks out the egg. And the egg itself looks to be some sort of biomechanical device. Almost as if it is actually an egg. It is some form of living being also because it is emitting force energy. This force energy is tilted
This egg,
slightly to the dark side, but it is mostly neutral in alignment.
this egg is suspiciously egg-like. I don't like it.
It,
What do you think, friend?
it's not bulging with dark power.
That is a requirement for my eggs. So,
I mean,
what do you
you
think
have
we
to
should look
match
up
your
first?
bulging personality.
I have bulging charisma. Absolutely throbbing. Anyway, what do you think we should investigate first, Phenom? Should we? I mean, Iniri's here, so I guess we could talk to her.
Iniri starts poking and prodding the device.
Stop touching things. Who told you you could do things?
She's ignoring you.
We have been. My back hurts from carrying this team. All right, I need you to contribute.
Excuse me?
Not now, dear.
Okay, I'm gonna
What?
roll some dice for Iniri.
What? Where is she inspecting?
And she's inspecting the egg, seems to see something in it, and then puts it back in the knapsack, putting it over her shoulder, and just kind of being nonchalant.
Whoa. All right, Miss Lady. You got to stop all this. What's going on?
This is a very powerful thing, device of some kind.
Ooh, a thing.
And I
Okay, but
think
what is the thing?
I don't know.
Man, see, this is I let me roll a force perception check for the thing. I don't mean okay, out of character. I don't mean to be bully like, but it's I'm
It's who
having
you are.
a rough time. D100 and then plus 20 for force perception, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Boop. That's what? Oh God. So I rolled. I put in instead of the modifier, I put it in the number of dice, and I put it at 20. So my number came out to 1,000, and I was like, "That doesn't seem correct." Oh, I got 109.
109.
Um,
Okay. Well, you peer using the force of your mirror-looking eyes, special
Yeah.
eyes. You peer through the force, through the knapsack, and into the soul of the whatever it is in the bag, and you find it to be a incredibly complex living creature that does indeed have its own force resonance, kind of like you or Venom do. It's its own independent entity. It also has a tie, sort of force tie with the dark side, but right now it is non-aligned. You don't really know if this is what Iniri got from it when she rolled.
Well, I don't think so because I'm cooler than Iniri. Okay. This is a very special egg, and Venom. First of all, congratulations.
I'm a mother. What?
Congratulations on being a mom.
Thank you.
This thing is pretty wild. It might be now. I've only heard this term, through whispers, and I don't. It might be a baby Yoda. We don't know. Could be. So I will say all that. That is all I'll say to you, and I'll pick up the egg and hand it to Venom.
The egg is inside of the knapsack that is on Iniri's over Iniri's shoulder. So she has possession of it currently.
I pick up Iniri and hand her to Venom.
She is going to resist that. So
I
why don't you
roll
go
for
and
the
see if you do your physicality and see if you overpower her.
Okay, let me. Okay, tell me what she rolls first.
Nope. You go ahead and roll, and I'll tell you what she rolls.
Sir, you gotta tell me what to beat.
Well, this is a character contest. This isn't
Oh,
like
okay, yeah. Do I roll a D100 or do a D20?
yeah, D100 with your physicality.
I got a 15, my boy.
Okay, hold on. Let's see. Oh well, she got a 20, and
Wow.
she rolled a 4. So
Huh.
she did not do much better than you.
We're like two wet noodles, just not quite getting it done.
Yeah, she kind of just pushes you away and then says, "I'm going to hold on to this for right now
But why?
because I'm the team leader, and I'm
Oh,
obviously the most experienced person in the room when it comes to objects like this."
Venom is certainly uh, the handsomest here, so I think he should be team leader.
I'm clearly the horny.
Iniri tosses her head and goes to meditate on her cot.
That is the sigh of defeat. All right, team leader, what would you like to do?
Hmm. We could take over investigating the orb. Or what are our options again?
You have 2 training periods until
We can
something
train.
happens, and you don't know what that something is.
Okay.
This mysterious thing, what could it be?
I think.
Hmm.
I think we could train some more.
Yeah, I need to improve my general use of blasters in general. So I think I'm going to use this one of my training sessions to improve my blaster use.
Do the same with my single blade.
Did you say single bladey, like lady blade?
No. I'm not that horny. Just
Okay,
I have
okay.
horns.
I am. Go on.
So, okay. So, both of you will spend
all the single ladies.
all the single ladies.
Put your hands up.
So go ahead and roll. Venom, go ahead and roll that. You're doing single bladed. So go ahead and roll
Mm-hmm.
as if you're doing an attack with that. So
Okay. Which
one
dice
a
would that be?
D100 plus your physicality plus your skill in single blade.
Okay. That is a D100 with a +12 from my physicality and a +2 from my single blade. 55.
Over the course of the day, you have more trouble than you're used to developing your form. And about halfway through the day, you stop with the training dummy and move on to a droid trainer. And the droid is kind of it's set to a higher setting than you initially would have expected. And so you end the day having improved your skill by +2, but you also have kind of gotten the crap beaten out of you.
Tired. A little beat.
What doesn't kill me makes me stronger.
Okay, and
Starting with
Baal.
blade.
Did you just call me Paul?
Baal.
I feel like that's racist. Anyway, so what do you want for blaster use? Would you like me to just roll my physicality, or should I throw in the blaster use already that I have?
Blaster use and the D100.
Okay, so I have +6 blaster use on my D100. I got a 52.
Essentially the same thing. About two-thirds through the day, you start shooting at moving targets, and you improve yourself by +2, but it's not the most satisfying day of training you've ever had.
Fair enough. I will cry about this later, but in front of Baal, I shall be a man.
You
You
come
mean in front
back
of
to
Venom?
the you what?
I, I said, don't you mean in front of Venom? Because you said in front of Baal.
Yeah. No, sorry. I heard, yeah. What I heard when you said that was, don't you mean that you will cry in front of Phenom?
Oh, you can
uh,
cry, brethren.
so you guys come
Ha
out of
ha
the
ha
training hall
ha ha.
and
Oh, no, Phenom does not enjoy toxic masculinity.
Ha ha.
uh, you come out of the training hall and head into the mess hall, and Iniri is already inside. She has one of the very pleasing looking nutrient cubes on a little plate and is picking at it, looking absent minded. At two of the other tables, there are groups of the other disciple candidates, one of which, among the second group, the second table, is your Wookiee friend.
Hey, Babi,
He
what did
has
you...
a very, very large um, transplant arm, like a robotic arm now, and he sees you, and
Uh,
starts flexing it.
uh,
The only thing flexing.
hey there, furry. How are you?
Or whatever, however they
XD?
sound. Uh, I'm not very good at Wookiee. And you don't
I'm
really know
sorry.
what it means. So,
It's okay, Phenom. He must find my charm disarming. Oh, ah, oh.
um, he starts to get up, but one of the other disciples puts a hand on his shoulder, and he sets back down.
Hey, Furball, you must miss being able to do that. Does it feel like a stranger at night?
Uh-huh.
Oh, this is great. Okay, so the Wookiee stands up and shakes off his buddies and draws his two vibroblades, starts them up, and starts walking over to you.
Sir? You are very sensitive.
He does a minor war howl, and launches himself at you using a forced jump. Clears about
You know what
20,
I mean?
about 10 meters in a couple of seconds, and you have created your own combat. Really, just great. Okay, let's roll initiative.
Is it just me or is it everybody?
I'm just laughing.
Whoever really wants to get involved in that. So far, it's just you two.
Let's dance, Hage.
Oh,
Okay, I would like to. He's closing the gap right now. Okay, so we got to roll initiative, right?
Yeah.
Okay, D20.
Uh, yeah. Let's do a D20 plus your physicality.
Okay, +6. I have a 10.
You have a 10. Wonderful. Okay.
What did he get?
He got an 18.
He is ready to dance a little bit faster than I am. He hit that. He hit the two-step a little quick.
Yes. And what did you say you got?
A 10.
Okay. So he is going to attack, and he lands his force jump right in front of you in melee range. And
Okay. Oh, by the way, what's my AC? I
well,
forgot.
it's your skill. Your defense is your skill and weapons, and your physicality. And if you want to use force to defend yourself, then it's that.
Okay. And then I had just a +2 in vibroblade use. Blade. Okay, cool. That answers my question.
Okay, he is going to roll with his. He is going to roll his first attack.
He's swiping at me.
He rolls a 21.
23.
You manage to deflect his first attack, glancing off the side of your sword, and his second one comes around.
Roll again.
He rolls a 21.
15. Fuck.
The second one catches you across the face. Let's see how
What?
deep it is.
What? My face! The moneymaker!
It does 2 damage to you, cutting
I
about a quarter
one for
inch
each eye.
gash across your right cheek.
Sir, my rosy complexion is what works with the ladies. All right. I would like to unload my blaster at him at close range.
Okay. 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 So go ahead and roll to hit 3 times and tell me what you get.
So, okay. So it should be, yeah, +8 for blaster use. 19.
Okay, first one he rolls a 23.
Fuck.
Okay, the second time, go ahead.
11.
He rolls a 13.
Fuck.
And now third time,
16.
he rolls a 10.
Ah!
Okay, so for each of those, you fire off 3 shots. So you fire off a total of 9 shots, and in the last burst, you manage to hit him. So go ahead and roll 3d4s.
Yay. 9 damage. Damn. Pew, 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 pew.
Okay.
Come you because I'm peppering. Never mind. I
His fur is singed as he gets hit by multiple blasts, and he kind of stumbles backwards. Then he leans forward and roars in your face as he's coming up to his next move. Now, I'm going to describe a couple of different things here, but is anyone going to get involved?
Yes.
Iniri, team leader, I need help.
Um, okay, so you're appealing to Iniri, and Venom wants to get involved. Okay, so Venom, go ahead and roll your initiative. Physicality plus for your d20.
So D20 plus my physicality.
Yeah.
Well, I got a 23.
Okay. You are about you're outside of melee range, but you can use your move to get up there really quickly. You'll just have one attack instead of two.
Okay.
So before it gets to your turn, however, we have to resolve what happens to the other two bursts of 3 shots that Baal shot. And so I'm going to roll some dice to see if you hit anyone in the background.
No.
Okay. That's pretty good. The first one I rolled a 18, so you didn't manage to hit anybody. Next one was a 72, so you did manage to hit somebody.
Fuck.
And so let's see, that's the first group or the Wookiees group. Let's find out. I'm going to do even or odds. First group is odds. That is odds. So you hit the first group, the uninvolved group, doing some damage to them and blowing their food up. They stand up to get involved.
Sweet child, no.
There are 4 of them.
Sweet children, no. It was the
Um,
Wookie. He's help.
Hey, I'm the reckless one.
okay.
Venom. It's getting a little dicey here, Venom.
I can see that you need an adult.
Are you an adult?
I'm the team leader.
Ooh,
yes.
you're gonna sit there and take that Iniri.
13. Okay. I like how you guys just decided that, like, the first thing you're going to do immediately upon starting this game again was just pick a giant fight. And I I just okay, this is going to be amazing. So the turn order is Venom, then the Wookie, then bad guy number 4, then bad guy number 3, then Baal,
Because he's a baller.
then bad guy number 1, and then bad guy number 2. And so far, you are 2 against 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, Phenom, go ahead, and it's your turn.
Me?
Venom.
Should I roll?
Yeah, you can run over to where the Wookiee is, or run over to attack whoever you want to. You're outside of melee range at this moment.
Okay. I do have my force pull and force push as options. And I'm close. Am I close to Baal?
You're about 5 feet away, so you need to do a move to get to him.
That's like a step. So.
Yeah.
And if he's battling the Wookiee right near him.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna step and attack that Wookiee.
Okay, give me an attack roll, physicality, and your skill of weapons.
And my duel.
Yeah.
And my dueling.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's on a D20 or D100?
D20.
On D20, so that's 12 for my physicality, 10 for dueling, and I'm using a single blade right now, so that's 26 off of whatever I roll. Got a 40.
Okay. Let's see what he rolls.
Not a 40.
He rolled a 4, so his final total was 20. So you hit him, and so go ahead and do a D6 plus 2 damage.
Plus 2, got a 3.
Okay, so you do 3 damage on him. You scorch his fur and cut deep into his left shoulder.
5 for Alicia.
It is now the Wookiee's turn. The Wookiee is going to grab his arm, look at the blood, and then he's going to go into a where he drops both of his swords and lunges at Baal. He is going to try to grapple you. So he's going to roll
Near. Take me.
physicality. So that is not plus 70. What am I doing?
Some questions.
Oh, he rolls a nat 1. And so go ahead and roll your defense.
Which is just physicality, right?
Yeah.
6. If he rolls in that 1, isn't that just a critical failure?
It is a critical failure. I just wanted to see if you criticaled again.
I
Go
got
ahead
an 8.
and roll 3d4s.
I need to be doing a D100, right?
What?
I need to be doing a D100, right?
No, 20. For
on
yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I rolled a D20 and I got an 18.
Yeah. Okay. Good. So go ahead and roll 3d4s and tell me what you get.
6.
6. Okay. As he goes and lunges at you, he jumps towards you. You duck down, and as he sails right over the top of you, you let off a burst right into his chest.
Yeet. I
Um,
want that in character, by the way. He says that.
okay.
Thank you, Venom. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
And he kind of like collides with the food counter where the droid is and is dazed for a bit. Bad guy number 4. Bad guy number 4 draws a blaster pistol and sprays in the general direction of both Baal and Venom. So both of you guys roll a physicality d20 to see how well you dodge.
Okay.
Was that just for Baal?
Or both of you
No.
guys.
Oh, okay. D20?
Yeah.
D20 plus
Plus your physicality to dodge.
plus the physicality. Okay. 25.
Well, we both got 25. Damn.
Did either of you guys crit?
No, I did not.
Venom?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
A crit is a nat 20, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Okay, well, it doesn't matter because he rolled really awful. And in fact, he rolled a nat 1. So as he was, I did just notice that, as he was drawing his pistol, it goes off prematurely, you could say. And he fires off into the ground, and the shots kind of ricochet. And let's see, what they do to his buddies. And so he shoots himself once for 4, and he shoots one of his other friends for a 3. So that did not go very well for him. Bad guy number 3 is going to do the same thing, pull out and spray in your direction. I just realized how that sounded just as after I said it.
Good man.
He gets a 15. What do you have for your defense?
I have an 18.
Phenom?
Defense is
Physicality and physicality.
just physicality.
Yeah, unless you want to add your
Oh,
force
okay.
power to it.
We'll just go with the physicality. 22.
Okay, both of you guys succeed, and you manage to dodge his hits.
Let me show you why they called me Twinkle Toes.
Baal, it is your turn. Hello?
Yes, me. I will try to use my throbbing charisma to try to convince them not to harm us any further.
Are you going to use your force powers in that? And you're talking about the Wookie, right?
What's up?
You're talking about the Wookie, right?
No, I'm fine with the Wookiee still attacking me, and just this other group of friends.
Okay. Go ahead and roll it. We'll see how that goes.
Force coercion. Okay, so I get a plus 14 on that, and I roll D100.
Yeah.
And do I have to come up with what I have to say to convince them?
Roll it. Tell me first what you say, and then roll it.
Okay. Friends, Romans, other people. This guy really mean. Me and him are just having a talk. Chill.
Very Star Wars of you.
I rolled a 47.
And what are they? They rolled a 53. Wonderful. So
We're
they
not-
are still attacking you.
Shit.
It is bad guy number 1's turn, and unless you want to take a move, Ball.
Do it.
Yeah, I'll use my force jump to jump behind some cover if there's any available to me, because that'd probably be beneficial.
The only hard cover is behind you, behind the counter, essentially where the droids are, where they're fixing up the food.
I will be back there, and I will also make a request of the chef to make me Wookie.
Okay,
Wookie
go ahead
cookie.
and roll your force jump.
Okay, and that is
D100, physicality, and force.
physicality and force, so I have plus 20 on a D100. 105.
Awesome. You managed to sail perfectly behind cover, do a really amazing roll, and come up ready to fire.
I'm also flipping them off at the same time.
Wonderful. Bad guy number 1 is going to pull his pull a sword and start running at Venom. Venom, he takes one swipe at you.
Can I counter strike?
No, unless if you crit or he crit fails, then you counter strike.
Okay. But otherwise, I should just try to dodge.
Yeah, and you use your physicality for that.
Okay, on a D20.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna add a force push onto that.
Do you want to? Oh, if you in that case, you can force push him instead of.
Instead of my physicality.
Yeah.
All right, that's a plus 16. So 21.
He rolled 19, so As he runs forward and brings his sword down, you catch him with a force and push him back. He rolls for, let's see how many feet he rolls back. He rolls a total of 10 feet back. And takes 1 damage. Bad guy number 2 is going to pull out his sword and running over the top of his rolling friend is going to charge Phenom. And he is going to take an attack, and it is 16.
Okay. And do I roll against that
Yeah.
with my physicality?
Physicality or force push or some other force move or something. Yeah.
Okay. Physicality and dueling?
Yes. Because you're using your weapon to
Mhm.
block with.
33.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. You expertly just knock his strike away. It's just way too easy. Okay. Venom, it is your turn.
Let's attack this fool that tried to attack me just now.
Okay. Physicality and dueling.
I would like to aid him if I can in any way with words of encouragement, and I will burn up a force use if I want to, if I need to.
I guess you can use.
Force hug, bro?
Force hug. I'm forcing a hug, bro.
Tell that to Iniri.
No.
Isn't that sexual harassment? Forcing a
Iniri
hug?
is Iniri is a trap.
Iniri says no.
Speak to her.
Iniri says no.
Iniri's a trap problem, and I don't speak to her.
I'm proud of your growth.
Actually, I would properly qualify her as both a little bit Sith and a little bit Trad Thought. But anyway,
Trash goblin.
no. Okay. So let's see. You burn up a force thing, and you are trying to encourage Venom, and that's what you're doing.
Yes, I'm trying to inspire him to help him on a roll if I can.
Okay. In that case, roll a Venom. Go ahead and roll your attack.
Okay. I got a 41.
And Baal, go ahead and roll just a regular force roll. So force plus your D100.
Okay. So 14 for D100. 39.
Okay, you add +2 to that roll.
Hey.
And which is totally fine because he only rolled a 12. So you can go ahead and do your. I think we said it was a D6 plus 2, correct?
For earlier? Yeah.
Then a D6 plus 2 for your first attack.
5.
5. Okay. And your second attack.
Same set of rolls.
Yeah.
3.
He rolls a 19. So he manages to block your second attack. The Wookie gets up and tries to jump at Venom from behind.
This Wookie gonna die.
Let's see. He rolls a 13 against your physicality.
My physicality and dueling again?
Not your dueling this time, just your physicality.
Just my physicality. 31.
Lovely. Did you crit?
No, I was
Remember,
one
you're
away
doing
from
these
critting.
on D20s.
One away.
Did you do it on a D20?
Uh-huh.
Lovely.
I was one away from the crit. Yeah.
Okay, so the Wookiee grabs you, but you manage to shake him off, and now you are facing two people at the same time. The Wookiee is angry, and so tries to do it again. This time without jumping. And he gets a 19.
So same roll for me.
Mm-hmm.
Another 35.
Well, you're just playing with him at this point.
It's like hopscotch. Or...
Yes, I was
Thank
about
you.
to make another joke, but
We're throwing around the furry.
a joke like that, in fact.
You know why Dante would like this game, Dylan? He would literally get to beat up furries the entire time. He would. What? How could he say no?
This is how we get him into D&D with us? Question mark? Hey, Dante. You
Yeah,
can beat
let him know,
furry.
dude. We exclusively fight furries.
Okay, bad guy 4 decides to shoot at Baal behind the counter. And Baal, on this one, you're going to have a +10 on your defense from being in cover, hard cover.
Yay, I was smart.
And he rolls a 28.
So, okay. And it's a D20 or D100?
D20.
So, +10 plus my physicality or just +10?
Just your physicality. It's your D20 plus your physicality to dodge, to keep behind from this. Yeah.
But you also said just +10 on this because
Yes, +10 from your from being behind cover.
Okay, so my physicality and the +10
Yeah.
for it. Okay. 30.
Okay. His first shot, first burst does not manage to hit, and he goes ahead for another shot. He rolls a 24.
I taunt him. 23. He hits me.
You stick your head out to taunt him, and he gets you right across the head, right across the forehead.
Why does everybody keep getting me in the head?
You're not horny enough.
He does 3 damage to you.
Man, I am at half health right now. I am not rolling.
Okay, it's bad guy number 3's turn, and he is going to shoot at Venom. So this is just a physicality to dodge. He rolls and gets a 25.
At 22.
He manages to hit you, and
I don't like it.
he managed to do 5 damage.
5 damage?
Yep, 5 damage.
That's a third of my health.
Yep, he's doing D4s.
All right, I want to attack him.
Well, you how many force counters do you have left?
I've
one,
only
I
used
think, right?
one, so I have 2 left.
You can use your force at this point to disrupt his attack or something like that.
I will do that. I will force pull him to me.
Also, be wary though of how many force charges you have, because I've already burned through 2. I only have 2 left for today.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, mine are charges per encounter.
Okay, so what he's going to do is he's going to roll
3
to
per
hit you, and then you are going to roll with your force pull, your force
Mhm.
bonus and your
Which is
force
it?
pull bonus.
Yep.
Okay.
My force pull is plus 16. So just that, not the physicality or dueling or anything else.
Yeah.
And this is an expansion of the force I already am using, which is a plus 10.
Yeah.
So I don't need to add anything. It's just a plus 16.
It's your force and your pull and push. So yes, I think so.
Yes, I don't add.
You add the pull and push, and you add the force. So
Oh, I do add my force.
yeah.
Ooh. On a d20?
Yeah.
Got a 40.
Wonderful. So what happens is he pulls out, he has his pistol out there and he starts the attack. The first two bolts leave his pistol before you reach out with your hand, grip him, and pull him towards you. He slides on the ground, the blaster going off into random directions, and is on the ground at your feet.
Neil.
Baal, it is your turn.
Wisdom ball.
So how many enemies are left right now? None of them have died or knocked out, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna fire at the Wookiee.
The Wookiee is very, very close to you, so it shouldn't be that difficult.
Yeah. So blaster use
Mhm.
on a D20 or a D100.
D20.
Okay. 20. Oh, I got a net 20.
Wonderful. Let's see what he gets in his defense. He gets a nat 20.
I have
Why don't you... we're going to roll this one again, because you both got nat 20s. So go ahead and roll again.
21.
He got 16. Okay.
Okay.
So, you get to roll 2d4s.
I only got 2 shots that time.
That's right, I gave you 3 before. Well, I've been giving the bad guys 2.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
6.
6. Awesome. Okay.
I hope we're not messing up any plot threads with this. With
You might be.
I feel like we're like this guy is supposed to be like a rival through some stuff, and we're just like die.
Um.
I don't know his name either.
Okay.
It
Second.
really blew
Well,
my
I
chest.
told you guys his name, and then you just kept calling him the Wookiee. You just kept making fun of.
A for Bog.
Okay, so you have your second attack now.
Oh yeah, I get 2. Huh. Uh, how does he look? Pretty ragged.
You have shot him, like 6 times already, and he's got slashed twice. So he is not looking too hot.
He's straight up not having a good time right
Yes,
now.
he is, but he is also roaring and like totally in frenzy.
So is Leary? Leary
Iniri.
is Illyria just like hanging out right now? She's just like sipping some blue milk, and
You'd have to do a perception check
I'll do a perception check.
instead of your second attack.
Yes.
Okay. Your
Plus
force
12.
perception plus like yeah.
77.
77. Okay, let's see what she gets in this one. Well, she didn't roll too well, so you see her. She is creeping along behind you, along like between the different droids, different swords out.
Wait, she's creeping behind me?
Yeah, she somehow got behind you and is like sneaking through the different droids in cover.
Is she coming to hit me?
You don't know, but she's already moved past you, so maybe not.
All right. Well, I guess I observe and I kind of just flip off the Wookiee again because there's nothing else I can do for that turn.
Okay, bad guy number one. He is like not really doing so well. He's made a fool of himself so far, so he's going to attack Venom again.
You know that
And
thing I
Okay.
failed to do last time? Again.
yep, this is what bad guys do. He rolls a
All right,
12.
all right. You rolled a 12?
He rolled a 12.
All right. So I'm gonna defend myself with just my physicality
Yep,
And your blade use.
and you're
and my
dueling, yeah.
blade. 26.
Okay, yeah, you shrug off another one of his attacks. He goes for his second attack and rolls an 18.
I'll roll the same set. 22.
And he is just impotent today. Or in general. We don't know that much about his character yet.
Or his reproductive system.
Iniri, I need you to help me with something.
Not now.
Okay, yeah, so he's not able to do anything. Bad guy number 2 gets up from off the ground, and that's his turn.
Ah, I see you too have mastered the technique of standing up at poor times.
Venom, you have 2 guys right in front of you and a Wookiee behind you. You seem to be surrounded.
Can I kill them all?
Well, you have 2 attacks.
So I've got 2 bad guys and the Wookiee.
Yep.
And are any of them attacking Baal?
None of them are currently attacking Baal.
Okay. So let's attack the 2 bad guys.
Okay, so your first attack.
So this I can add my dueling onto.
Yep.
Well, first attack is a 37.
They roll a 25, almost critted, but they don't make it. And you can deal d6 plus 2.
6.
Well, wonderful. So you get him upside the head this time, except when your particular blade cuts through him upside the head, you manage to go about 1.5 inches across his face, deep, and kind of like splatter like bits of brains and everything across the ground. You have killed him. Second one. Second
attack. 40.
40, and he rolls a 22. So go ahead and roll.
7.
What do you say? 7?
7.
Okay, this one you come around from the other side. You'd slashed once to the right, and then you come across from the left and cut this one's throat open. And he drops his weapon, grabs his throat, and falls over.
So I want to point out that we basically just came in here, made fun of someone, and retroactively have
Killed
just
3
killed,
other people except the Wookiee.
like we're not even trying to like knock them out. We're like, you know what? You dared to be annoyed that my blaster shot went near you. So I'm just gonna fucking murder you.
Okay, Baal, it's your turn.
I implore the group to see reason. I'll use my second to last force charge for the encounter, and then I will do that. So plus 14. No. 64.
46.
And am I rolling for the was that a roll against everyone, or is that just I have to
Roll
roll?
against that's roll against bad guy number 1, and he decides to dip out. Just walks backwards with his hand up, and he's not interested anymore. And
This is what happens when we let furries into society.
and the second one, it rolled a 14, so he is also not really into this anymore, and he sits down. And it was just you guys and the Wookiee.
Yes. Yes. My words are like magic.
Venom, it's your turn.
All right, I'm killing the Wookiee.
Okay, attack.
Oh no, 28.
Let's see. He got a 24. So what's your first attack damage? This dead air is brought to you by Sandals. The
Did you hear me?
what? No.
Oh, I said I got an 8. It's a crit.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, so you whirl around to focus on the Wookiee, and as he kind of rears up to try to bear hug you, you
I
just
thrust.
are you trying to kill him, or are you trying to maim him
Yes,
again?
we're
Kill
trying
him?
to kill him.
Okay, so you
Yeah.
reach out with your thing and stab him in the neck, and kind of let his weight pull him down across the plasma blade, cutting his head in half. He falls to the ground heavily, and the encounter is over.
I take his robot arm.
Okay,
You
so
probably didn't recognize me with my red arm.
so
It
pick
is I, C-3PO.
pick whichever
Sorry.
skill you used the most this particular time, and add a +2 to it from battle experience.
Blaster use.
Probably my physicality.
Yep. Okay.
So,
And Baal, as you look around again, you see Iniri. She has stood up from where she was, decided that you guys didn't in fact need help, and has loaded her plate up with more food.
Thanks, team leader. Really appreciate the save there.
She force pushes you out of the way, over the counter.
I roll.
Okay.
No, you know what? I'll let her do that. I want to see if I can roll acrobatics or whatever will force jump for that to land gracefully.
Just physicality to land gracefully.
Okay. All right, I got a 47.
She force pushes you. You kind of tumble over the bar, but manage to hook your hands down and do a flip in the air and land on your toes. She sits down and starts eating again. Would you guys like to get some food?
Okay.
let's see.
Robot.
No antics, just eat the food.
Robot, would you happen to have Rylac?
Beep, beep, boop, boop. Whistle.
I would like Rylac.
You want
Beep, beep,
Twi'lek
whistle, whistle.
booty.
Beep, boop, 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 boop. The robot comes around the side of the table, leans over, picks up the Wookiee, and brings him back into another room.
Oh no. Oh no. I was joking. I don't want the Wookie. I
Booty,
already have his arm. I don't need his sustenance.
Okay,
never
well,
waste that Wookiee meat.
after a little while, the robot comes back out and he's got more of those nutrient cubes, and he hands one to you and says, "Wookie."
I take it and laugh nervously.
Where was it that all the other bodies had gone?
I was just about to ask that. I don't know if I want to eat today.
Iniri kind of drops her food, having watched that, and leaves the room.
This is why it pays to be a vegetarian.
Or a Presbyterian.
No, that doesn't pay.
Or whatever it is where you only eat fish.
That's
Pescatarian.
Pescatarian. That's what I meant.
Presbyterian's a religion.
Yeah, not that. Not that.
that is not very cash money.
It is not cash money at all.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is really much money.
Well, what do you guys want to do now? Are you still going to eat, or are you going to go back?
You just told us that the nutrient cubes are made of people. You just Soylent Greened us, and
I mean,
what?
Venom needs eat nom.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and give you my Wookiee cube, and I'm gonna go in the other room and find a plant.
Vegetarian.
They're the only plants in this base are the ferns in the meditation room.
Take one for the team. I'm gonna munch on a fern.
You went from furries to fernies.
All we need now is Bernie Sanders, leader of the Galactic Republic.
Or I was gonna say, what happens if you guys weren't supposed to kill the Wookiee, and you have to parade the Wookiee through to the Master, and it would be working a weekend at Bernie's? No?
No.
That was funny.
No?
I like it.
Okay, fine. You guys finish eating, and the Wookiee actually tastes far better than the regular nutrient cubes, which definitely aren't made out of people.
You can't. No. You've made this canon.
Yes. Okay, so they are made out of people, in fact. But this one tastes a lot better. It's a little bit like a little bit less porky taste and a little bit more beef taste.
Cake.
Well, how does my leaf taste?
Your leaf tastes like
I like booty.
it does not, in fact, taste like booty. This particular leaf
Specifically,
tastes very bitter.
Twi'lek.
And you guys have one more day before something happens.
So he had a meat cube, and I had a single leaf.
You had a fern, like one entire fern.
I ate the whole.
Yes, that's how much food you need to keep your body going. Pulled it out of the ground, ate it roots and all.
I am
Guess
destroying.
that's why your last
natural
name is
environment.
Nightweaver. Huh, Baal?
I'm essentially an oil company.
So, what would you guys like
Damn
to
it,
do the
that's
next
good.
day? Are you going to go for breakfast?
First of all, sir, I think that if I want to do anything, I want to train, and I want to train my push pull.
Okay. And Venom, what do you want to train?
I would like to train my double blade some more.
You're dueling. Awesome. Go ahead and roll for both of those, guys.
I said my double blade.
Oh, double blade instead of dueling?
Oh, you're trying to get a head start to use that double bladed lightsaber, aren't you?
Yeah.
Okay, so roll your double bladed, and Ball, you're gonna roll your push and pull.
And is that on a D20?
D100.
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 And it's just the principle, not
69.
the force.
Yeah, and your skill with whatever you're doing. Yeah.
Pushing ball. 104.
And what did you
Jesus.
get, Venom?
69. 69.
He obviously had the better roll here.
You have a difficult
That counts
time
as a crit,
because
right?
what?
That counts as a crit, right?
In a way, you have a very productive time, except for the last 20 minutes when you spot Iniri doing a slight like force yoga off in the corner, and you become very distracted.
No girls allowed.
The amount of horns on your head increases.
Nani?
Boy.
Uh,
4K.
uh,
No.
so yeah, but
Wait.
Baal, you in fact have a very good, very productive time, and both of your guys' skills improve by +2.
What? +2? I almost got a natural 100.
You know what? That actually makes sense. This is a developing system, so why don't you say instead of that, add a 4 to yours because you rolled super well at the training.
Okay.
But I rolled a 69.
Yes, that is close enough to average.
Ooh.
But you got what you got that Ball did not get is you got to stare at Booty for about 30 minutes.
This does nothing for me.
It does not, but you grew more horns.
Okay. Never mind. I
You
win.
are more horny.
I need an adult.
I am an adult.
You are not an adult.
I am a DM. You're right. It's even worse. Okay, so the next day of training is done. What are you guys gonna do for food today?
Well, I would like to. How did the fern go down?
You have been like really for some reason you have been really gassy all day.
What?
Yeah, you ate the fern and now you're really gassy.
Yeah, I'll eat the Wookie cube.
You... Both of you go in and catch the last of the Wookie cubes.
Extra, extra. I got the last one of the batch.
Slurping
Everybody else
noises.
in the room except for the Wookiee's friends are busy chowing down on the Wookiee food. The
Wookiee had no
Wookiee's
friends, don't lie.
are looking very.
How many people are in this
unhappy.
room?
Oh, good. The other tables were so about 5 people at one table and 2 people looking very forlorn at the Wookiee's table.
Because oh, okay. And
I'm
are
in
these
Williams
the
history,
are these
so-
the 2 people that backed out of our fight, or are they part of the
Yes.
5?
They backed out.
Okay. Punks.
Hey, I'm grateful I didn't get skewered. I don't even care.
You're welcome.
So Iniri decides to go and she finds food somehow. Although you guys are not in the same room with her, so you don't really know how she ends up eating that particular day. But in the next morning, you are all gathered together by the master.
Hey, dog, what's up?
He once again stares at you oddly, not used to anyone addressing him like that. And he calls the remaining. Let's see, there are 3 of you, 5 there, and 2 people. There are 10 people left, and mostly because you guys just keep killing the other disciples.
I swear I'm a good alignment.
Are you, though? Are you?
Look, just because I'm antagonistic does not mean
You're just an instigator.
I am. I feel like every conflict in this has been caused by me. even though I'm usually the one in a fight like, no, guys, stop.
Yeah, you
You
cause the
start
fight and
fights
then
and make
spend
me do
all
the
the
dirty
time
work.
trying. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I'll make you do everything, and I'm like, oh my god, no, stop.
So the master calls everyone um, into the room with the shuttle, and stands as tall as he could possibly make himself, and says that everyone here has brought me considerable knowledge with the artifacts that you brought back. Today, I'm going to send you out again to look for more.
Did you find anything that could make you taller?
No.
That's a shame, sir. I'll try to find something that will help you.
Anyway, so I will send you out to the wastelands once again. But I heard of the incident in the mess hall. The one requirement I'm going to give all of you is that none of you may die during this particular training, or the
What
rest
are
of
you
your
gonna
team will
tell me?
be disqualified.
Fuck.
And, well, you know more about the nutrient system now, don't you?
Yeah, Illyria was pretty messed up about it. She was the only one that was bothered, not me. I'm fine. Even though I
Uh,
explicitly asked the machines to make Wookie at
she
least several
steps
times
on her toes.
harder.
Oh,
Did
she
you
just
just say
walks a few steps away from you.
did you just say harder?
No,
Uh,
you guys are weird.
which one of you has horns again?
I am a man of the people, all right?
Okay. So he's
XP.
going to send you back out, and this time he's going to send everyone in one shuttle.
Are we
And
going to the same location we were last time?
you don't know.
Sir,
Uh,
are we going to the same place we were going last time?
I don't know. I'm just sending them out randomly
Okay.
to some of the more undiscovered areas.
Okay.
Why? Was there something else there
No,
when
I
you were
just
there
wanted to know if
last?
I have a familiar lay of the land or not, or if I'm just going to fuck all nowhere again.
Go ahead and roll a force check to see if you can resist his force insight.
No. Okay.
Why do you keep setting yourself up for these things?
You know, I'm just trying to make jokes, and Spencer doesn't like them, it seems. 96.
Oh my god.
You seem to be able to block most of his insight, and he shrugs his shoulders and walks out of the room.
That's right.
Everyone else gathers into the shuttle, and
So, what do you think about dinner? Are we having a good time today, or like what? What's up?
Wait,
one of the other mentions that they ran out of the Wookiee, so that it's going to be back to the bland food for a while. Everything
No,
tastes
but we
like
had
pork.
we had two other beings to eat.
You know,
you know,
it
you
it
I,
might be worth
I
thinking
killed.
about that. It might be a good idea to keep having the bodies show up. Otherwise, you might run out of food.
Yeah, I'll
y'all are
keep them
weird.
coming. But seriously, I killed two other people.
But those ones
Where
just
would they
taste
go?
like pork.
I want to point out that I think this entire game, I have not killed a single person, and Venom has killed at least 10.
Iniri
Probably more.
has killed a good 3 of them. So
Iniri's there doing things, but like, I'm
When we were
having
in that
all of these
arena
situations.
battling the other trainees, I killed all of them.
Yeah.
You know?
Like Spencer, it's funny because when you describe these things, every single time up until this last time, you haven't described an option for like, oh, I knocked them out. It's always like, oh, you killed them.
Well, because
So
you have to tell me if you're going to want to do that.
no, I'm not
Go in for the
complaining at
kill.
all. I just think it's funny how we're like we've been kidnapped and we're doing all this stuff, and our first solution to everything is just like, yeah, just fucking kill them. It's fine. It's just
Yes,
really funny.
murder.
Murder.
Did you see the meme I sent in the general
Oh no,
Let's
I need
see.
to look.
Let's see it.
in the text?
Yes.
Yes, murder.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you guys travel for at least 2 hours this time, and you land all together in one group in the middle of nowhere, really. There's a minor dust storm blowing, and there are in the distance in 3 directions rocky outcroppings, but everything else is just sand.
I hate sand.
Does it get everywhere?
It doesn't get far enough.
Is this another? Is this another thing?
He likes his Twi'lek cheeks and
Iniri looks at you guys and asks, "Okay, so what direction do you think we should go in?"
Who else is around us, real quick?
Well, the group of 5 and the group of 2.
Are we kind of secluded?
You guys are in groups very close to each other at this point. Everybody else is watching everybody else, trying to find out where they're going to go.
Hmm.
What did you just put in the general? Oh my god.
Throat goat.
Oh my. Okay, I'm glad that I'm not recording the screen at this point because this would be taken down instantly. Oh god. Okay, so what do you guys want to do?
some ice cream.
We should probably.
Train.
Is the master still near us?
Oh no, you guys are out in the desert now.
We're in
Okay.
the desert.
Yeah,
Okay.
you guys flew for a couple of hours and then landed in the desert.
Can we ascertain our general location?
So that's kind of difficult because to know your distance away from where you started, you kind of have to know how fast you are going, and you don't know what direction you are flying because you are enclosed within the shuttle. So
Mhm.
at least 2 hours, at the most 2 hours away, or you could have been flying in circles, landed somewhere nearby.
This dude's really not helpful.
He is not. But there are 3 outcroppings in the future, not in the future, in the distance that you can see, and nothing but desert otherwise.
All right, so we go to the outcroppings
Well, they're
because
in one of them in each direction, and all in each of 3 directions, so you can
okay,
split up into different areas.
Well, obviously, we got to stick together.
but
It wouldn't make sense
yeah,
for us. To
we don't do that here. We don't split up.
So is it east, west, and north, or like which direction are we going? Or is there available to go?
Let's say south, north, northeast, and west.
Whatever goes wrong when we go west. Manifest destiny.
Go west.
What do you think, Venom? Should we go west or should we go northeast?
West, because the sun will be with us.
That's a good point.
There are 3 suns.
Ah,
And
that's hot.
on Korriban?
I don't know. I think there was at least 2, wasn't there?
Yeah, well, you know what? I don't remember enough to dispute any of that, so I'm going to go ahead and say yes.
Um,
Wikipedia says only one.
okay,
What?
But 7
there's 1
moons.
sun.
There are lots of moons.
Okay. Okay, so there's 1 sun.
Ah, that's hot.
Ah, yeah. Anyway, I just clicked out and saw your Discord thing again. Oh my god. On with the game. So you guys are going west. Correct?
Yes, we're going west. Iniri, follow.
She starts walking west.
I said follow. Let me be in front of you.
Everybody else is discussing among themselves, and
Literal image of me trying to follow Iniri.
the group of 5 decides to follow you,
Hey, hey.
and the group of 2 decides to go northeast.
Fair enough.
And it's a couple hours walk. Everything is in the distance, a couple of kilometers away, so you really have to hoof it to get anywhere before it starts to get dark. And when you do get there, it is a large rocky outcropping. It's not the same one that you came across the other time, but it also has a sort of tunnel moving into it. So you found what looks like it could be a cave or just an opening in the rock. It goes out for about half a kilometer in either direction around you, so you could walk around it.
How close are we to nighttime?
You probably have 2 hours until it gets pretty dark.
What do you think, Baal?
The tunnel's probably going to be the best bet because during the nighttime it's going to get really, really cold, and we don't want to be on the sand when that happens. So, I mean, I can definitely sense that there's other little animals out there that are gonna want to prey on that as soon as possible. So, if we can, let's try to get out of the way. So, definitely,
The
let's get
killing
up.
yesterday was tiring. So,
Yeah.
yes, we'll go into the cave.
Iniri walks up to the opening of the cave and peers down it. She looks at you guys, looks at the group of 5, and then walks into the cave.
Okay. So we walk into the cave with her.
The cave travels forward and it kind of winds back and forth. The width of the cave rapidly shrinking down to just barely enough for you to move forward if you are kind of siding your way forward, like standing sideways and trying to shuffle forward. Eventually, through probably a good 10 minutes of walking, 10 or 20 minutes of walking and winding your way through that, you make it to a small room. It's probably 5 feet by 8 feet in this room, but you notice something interesting by the light of the plasma vibroblade. It's a very dim light, and you don't have any flashlights or anything like that. But you do see what looks to be the outlines of a powered door. Now, this is buried in the ground. It's about halfway buried in the ground, and but it appears as though from one of the lights you see on the top panel that it is still powered.
Hmm. I hit that motherfucker.
Um,
You hear blaster shots from outside.
What?
You hear a series of blaster shots coming from outside.
Okay. So is the entire group with us, or
The group
are
of
they in
5 did not follow you inside.
Okay. I run back out. If any of them die, then we are disqualified, so we have to
Oh,
go and
no,
help
no,
them.
no. In their group. If any of them in their group dies, then the team is disqualified. So you guys are
Oh,
fine. Yeah.
we're our own
well,
team.
I want to hurry the fuck up then, and I'm gonna go ahead and. Can I ascertain what's happening?
If you go outside,
Not even with my special eyes.
no, the rock is somewhat limiting your foresight.
Fuck. Um. Okay. Well, you know what? I'm gonna tell them to go on ahead. You guys go on ahead without me. Um. I need to figure out what's going on to see if we are in any danger.
Roger, Roger.
A bunch more. It's just a outpouring of blaster shots continue. They're firing at something in just almost automatic fire as fast as they can fire.
So that's definitely not one of the blaster pistols we have.
It's they're firing. It sounds like it could be one of the blaster pistols just as fast as they could pull the trigger. Or it could be something heavier, you don't know. It's hard to tell once the sound has kind of moved through the cave. Right now, you guys are still inside of the little clearing inside the cave with the door. You can either go back out or find a way to open the door.
Okay.
Me and Iniri can try to figure out the door.
I'm not really wanting to go mess with anything that's happening outside, so I'm just gonna try to help you guys with whatever's going on in here. So let's just try to get through the door to get out of here as quick as possible.
Okay, do you guys? I don't think you guys do, but if you do, you guys have slicing as
I
as
do
your
not.
skill? Okay. Um, in this case, what's happening to the door is that it is closed, but there's no panel of which you can open it from. And it is about halfway enclosed. So you need to figure out a way to open it up and access the panel.
Okay. Uh,
Um, hmm.
I'm gonna roll just for any perception, just to see if I could. I'm not gonna use force perception, just normal perception roll. See if I can
Well,
do any.
your force perception automatically starts with a force bonus because of your special sight.
Okay, well, I'll do that then. 62.
Um, so you reach out with your force sight, and although it is hard to see because the rock is so dense through this area, and the world itself naturally kind of radiates a dark force, uh, you see ahead of you that there is a dark occlusion through the door and along what might be a corridor.
Okay, this is not helpful, but I just realized something that kind of makes me chuckle about my character.
Hmm.
I don't have eyes, and I'm becoming a sharpshooter. Do I even use the scope?
Well, you're using pistols, so no.
Well, I mean, if I had a sniper rifle, would I even use the scope, or would I just reach out with the force?
Well, so when the force sight that you actually have, at least through some of the comics and stuff that I've seen, you see in this sort of ethereal way, but you still see in a lot of the same way that normal people do. And you can
Okay.
reach out with a force to see in like through walls and everything like that to sense other people. But essentially, you have normal sight, but because you're Mirlucan, you also have night sight where you can see in total blackness.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Kind of like a force version of heat sensors or heat vision.
Okay. 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 I got you. Um, okay. So sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt your description of what I was able to notice.
Um,
Uh,
Essentially, it's a there is a nexus of dark, inclusion of dark, deep inside of what could be a corridor ahead of you. But uh, the entire planet radiates dark, and this is a deep cave, so you're not necessarily sure.
so we can't tell if it's entirely unique.
Yeah,
Okay.
not with that roll anyway.
Okay. All right. Well, I think that's all. I haven't figured out a way to open up the door at all. So I just was able to kind of see past it, see what's kind of going on there. So I think that's all I can really do. Um, I do mention though, Venom, that it kind of looks like there's something down there. Maybe I think if we do go down there, we should be pretty careful. But it certainly sounds nicer than the blaster fire out back.
Speaking of which, okay, blaster fire is continuing. Uh, Iniri walks, reaches out and grabs the hilt of the plasma blade. Do you mind if I use this for a second?
She's touching your hilt, my dude.
Oh, 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 oh. I respond broken. But
She
I
grabs
am
the blade away
malfunctioning.
from you and walks over to the walls.
Can
The
I roll
inside.
to see if I gain more horns?
Um, well, you can't really see, so the best you can feel is just her fingertips touching your hand as she takes the blade away from you. So you
Oh
probably
my.
do gain a little bit, but it also comes with a little bit of a possibly a finish.
What?
You might be into dark
I
things.
hand the blade over.
She walks over to the wall and peers at it closely. And for what you guys can see, it appears as though the walls are not normal carved stone, but it looks like almost as if it's been melted into place. She hands the blade back to you and
Oh, it's
stares
pretty
at the
cool.
ground.
Hey, thanks for solving our puzzle, group leader. Thanks.
You're welcome.
I appreciate you, Venom.
She puts her hands on her hips and sighs, and then starts digging at the ground near the door.
This would be a great job for a big, young, strapping Zabrak. I, however, am unsuited to such tasks.
If I count as young.
Sir? Help. While I stare awkwardly.
Okay.
So we're just bickering while Iniri's.
Yeah. After a few minutes of just kind of staring at each other, she gets. Let's see.
I'm trying to imagine anyone working with two people so incompetent and yet so successful at everything they do.
Well, she rolled a 97.
Seen the Pink Panther movies? That's essentially what we've become.
Well, she rolled a 97, so a total roll of 111, and she digs through and uncovers about half of the enclosed area that encloses the door.
Did she find Doug Dimmadome? Owner of the
Unfortunately,
Dimsdale?
not.
She did not.
You made this joke last time.
I did?
You did. Because you guys had to dig a little bit to access one of the caves.
Oh, that's true. Okay. I am unoriginal.
Doug Dimmadank, if you remember that from Dark Souls 3.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah. I got killed by someone named Doug Dimmadink, and it was the most insulting thing.
It was amazing. I loved it.
He didn't even you at all. He just went after me.
Yeah, no, I have a screenshot of that fight.
I was so mad about that.
Anyway, so the shots are continuing outside.
All right, I'll finally help Iniri.
Roll your physicality. D100.
For both of us.
If you're both helping.
Oh, okay. Now you want to help. You just wanted to wait to see if I was going to do anything.
Yeah. That's what a leader does.
32. I'm not sure that's true.
I got a 20.
You guys are using D100s, right?
Oh, no.
I use a
Whoops.
D100. I just am bad.
76.
Okay, so between the two of you, you help to uncover another third of it. But the problem is that you don't have any real place to put the dirt. So the other side of the tunnel is kind of being blocked off by the rocks and dirt as you continue to unearth the door.
That's actually kind of helpful.
As time goes on, you uncover the entire door and a panel. The panel is clicks to life and has a language that you have not seen before. Different symbols not in Galactic Basic.
I got this. I take the mouse droid out of my backpack.
Mouse droid whirs its wheels and whistles.
All right, now solve this puzzle, slave.
The mouse droid clicks a couple of times and then takes out the little, R2-D2's little data port thing.
Mm-hmm.
Reaches it out to the screen and zaps it, and the panel turns off. All the lights turn off, except for the sword.
No. Oh. No. Why did you do this? Carl, no. Is it because I named you Carl?
It could be.
It doesn't speak in beeps and boops. It just has a clear voice. It could be.
So now what? You
Well,
can feel Iniri just kind of glaring at you through the dark.
I don't want to destroy the mouse droid.
no, Carl's trying his best.
Okay, I believe you.
Okay, everybody, roll a physicality check.
On a D100,
Yeah,
Four.
D100.
90.
Okay. We want
Strong.
to shoot to beat an 80.
Strong.
Well, I did not beat an 80.
What'd you get?
I did.
I got a 54.
Okay, so both you and Iniri suddenly fall over as a earthquake begins to shake the entire rock structure. And you hear a tremendous sound of rock shifting. And then everything is quiet. You don't hear blasters. You don't hear the wind. Everything's quiet.
We got eaten. What do you think, Iniri? Did we get 8?
She stands up and walks over to the end where the cave exit is, and reaches, goes in forward a few feet, reaches out. The cave has collapsed.
Yeah, so we got 8.
Well, she thinks it's not an organic creature, probably just that the cave roof collapsed.
Mouth close. Stuck.
Mouth closed. Then she comes back in and
Yeah,
starts poking
what
at
that
the
mouth
panel.
do?
Okay, she is going to turn around and roll an attack against you, Venom. She rolls a 31.
Serious?
I'm serious.
What am I rolling?
D100. A dodge. D100 to dodge. Or not D100, D20. D20. With your
With
physicality.
just my physicality?
Yep.
26.
And your sword. And your sword stuff, though.
Oh, and my sword? Oh.
Well, unless you want to try to block her fist.
Nope. We're using the sword. 35.
With your sword? You're blocking her fist with your sword.
Sorry,
Are you
Iniri.
sure? Are you sure?
I'm sure.
She reaches out to punch you in the side, and she's gonna punch you in the shoulder, and you whip out your sword and block it with your sword. Her arm fizzes and hisses and burns as it contacts with the plasma blade. You deal 7 damage to Iniri.
What the fuck? Venom, no!
She is just yelps out in pain and starts taking out something to help wrap her arm.
What the fuck, Venom?
Which arm is it?
Her right arm.
Oh, I have a robot arm.
Raise your right hand if you're the team leader.
Okay, now she is going to force push you into a wall.
I raised my robot arm.
You didn't actually get the robot arm in time. The robots got him before you got the robot arm.
No, I said that, but I requested the robot arm before.
You're carrying the robot arm in your... You don't have a backpack. Okay, let's say the robot arm is in your...
My back.
What?
I tied it to my back.
Okay. Okay. So she is going to...
I tried to defuse the situation for once.
And you ended up
and offer a truce to Iniri to not to let's just get through what we need to get through here.
I guess roll a charisma. So it's just a flat 0 for you, or on a d20 to defend with.
Does he get a horn bonus?
He does not get a horn bonus. The horn bonus only counts if she likes you.
Ah,
So just a flat d20.
Yeah.
0, 17. That's not a bad roll.
She rolled a 24.
oof.
So let me go ahead
Bitch ass.
and deal some damage here as you get flung into the wall and smack your head against the granite. You get 3 points of damage.
Can y'all like chill?
But my horns.
Yeah, you crunch into the wall a little bit,
And was I at full health?
yes, everybody was
That should
back
be
at
right,
full
yeah.
health.
Yeah, okay. So I take 3 damage.
She starts swearing in Twi'lek and just is just not. She will not talk to you. She has her arm all wrapped up, and again she starts poking at the.
Hey, Iniri, you should force heal yourself.
She looks over at you. You can see where your force sight, and just kind of seems to, for a second, think maybe he's actually kind of a nice guy, and then she's like, no.
I'm being serious. You're a valuable member of the team. You're third in command. We need you.
That's what makes her think that you're an asshole. Okay.
No, but seriously, force heal yourself.
She rolls really well and gains back 4 points. Okay.
All right, let's keep it digging. I'm
Um,
the weakest one here, so I'll hold the sword while you guys do the work.
she sighs again, keeps swearing, and keeps digging.
Tell me I'm wrong, but I'm not more useful staying out of the way, providing light, than I am trying to help.
Honestly,
Tell me
I'd
I'm-
rather work with you than I would work with Phenom. He usually ends up getting people hurt or killed.
I pulled out a
I
mouse sword.
I can't disagree with that.
Fair, but
You tend to get us into fights, Baal, but he tends to be the one that hurts people.
and are we still alive?
I know you know that's not the point.
Look, dude, I've been a refugee and I've been hunted and persecuted the entire time. I finally have one dude that I've met through all of my travels that doesn't want to kill me or isn't interested in why I have empty eye sockets and protects me all the time.
Yes, we know. You found your mate. Now, if you just take
It's
a second
guy
here,
love
It's
between
really
two
interesting.
guys.
The Twi'lek doesn't seem to understand persecution.
Maybe we should teach it to her.
she tells you to go fuck yourself in about 3 languages, and then clicks on the panel,
Yeah, I'm wrong.
and the panel comes back to life, and the lights turn back on.
Mouse droid.
She says, no mouse droid. We don't want it to break again. And clicks through a couple of the screens, and the door opens.
I am the first one through.
Barreling past Iniri, you go through the door just as it opens and are hit by a solid wall of heat.
Fuck.
It is 110 degrees inside this area of the cave, this passage.
Is there oxygen?
There is oxygen. It is just really, really hot.
Well, luckily, I am in simple clothes, so I'm all Gucci.
It is also very well lit from what appears to be gas fireplaces or some sort of flame fireplaces along the along this long hallway.
What's it like needing a light? Ha!
Iniri walks up next to you and peers down the hallway, pointing
What?
at two shapes at the end of the hall that appear to be jutting up from the ground in front of two doors, and in front of a single larger door. The ground plating is bare metal, and everything in here looks like it was designed by someone who didn't have the usual Sith care for aesthetics.
I walk forward confidently.
As they're not enough black.
She reaches out just half a second and then lets you move forward.
I'm confident that my friends will help me. Walk forward.
After reaching a certain threshold, you hear the sound of a device powering up, and those two things out in the distance that you can see pop open, and two blaster turrets are revealed. They target you and open fire.
I use force push to push one of the turrets to aim at the other one.
That is complicated. You'll roll a D100 and beat a 70.
All right. And do I use my plus 14 on force roll?
Yes,
well?
plus your push and pull.
Okay, so plus 24. I got 118.
Did you crit?
No.
Okay.
I got a 94.
So as the first blasts shoot out, these are red blaster bolts. You reach out with a force, pick one of the blaster bolts up off the ground, the blaster cannons off the ground, turn its nozzle, and it shoots one of them. It explodes, and the one that you turned now turns back to you and begins to open fire once again. Looks like you guys are in a combat round. So
yeah. Well, at least one of them's blown up, is destroyed. So it's just dealing with one of those.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Roll for initiative.
We're going to keep the initiative that you guys had before. I'm just going to change it a little bit.
Okay.
Unless you guys, we can change the initiative if you want to. It's just easier not to.
I'm just gonna get a worse roll than I did before, so this is fine.
Okay. So I'm gonna roll ahead and roll for the blaster cannon, and he gets a 19. So it goes Venom, blaster, Iniri, and Baal. This is a completely straight hallway. There is no cover. And the thing is about 2 moves away. So 2 full moves away to get closer to it to be able to attack it. At least with melee weapons.
Movement. Okay.
Okay.
Venom, it is your turn.
Anything.
All right. Well, I am going to use one of my force abilities in this new encounter. Force pull this enemy towards us.
Okay. Go ahead and roll, and again, beat a 70.
On a D100?
Yep.
Plus, are you using a force ability?
Yep.
So it's your force plus your push and pull.
Oh. Both.
Yeah.
Go. 108.
Dang it! What are you doing? Push or pull?
Pull.
You pull it off the ground and along the floor, and it tumbles overhead, over along the ground, about one movement length closer. But it, using the spider legs that pop out the side, it picks itself up and aims itself in your direction again, readying to open fire.
Did it roll close enough to me where I could do an attack of opportunity, or
No. It's one full movement away.
okay. Did the pull do any damage to it, or did it just kind of?
Nope, didn't do any damage.
Okay.
I regret doing that force pull.
It was a little forceful.
It was a little forced.
So who's up next?
It is the blaster's
Uh,
turn.
Who's it firing at?
Let's see who it's firing at. I'm going to roll a d3. Baal, you're number 1. Venom, you're number 2, and Iniri is number 3.
Why does Iniri always get the break?
Iniri gets shot. She is going to roll
It's because she's a
to
girl.
try to dodge, and she is going to use force. So it, on a d20, rolls its 2 hit. And rolls a 35. And as her defense, she rolls a 27, getting clipped by the blaster bolt. She's shot 3 times.
Damn, dude.
And the bolts do a total of 16 damage to her.
Is she? Because it seems like most of her health.
Yeah, in fact, she has 1 health left.
Ooh, she gets hit again. It's a death save.
Yep, and so those blaster bolts were the real thing. They left giant burns on her body, and she is breathing really
be a real
hard.
good time to do that force heal.
Well, she did one earlier.
Do it again.
It is Iniri's turn, and she is going to growl and sprint forward, using force, essentially force jump, and she makes it, and come down with her vibroblade on its surface. And she rolls a 28, and its defense is a 10. So she hits. Okay. With both attacks, she manages to do 9 damage to the thing. You notice, though, as the vibroblade smacks into the object, cutting into pieces of it, little electrical charges are sent out as the blade moves closer to it. Baal, it is your turn.
I would like to force jump behind it and then let off a blaster volley.
Okay, beat a 60 on your force jump.
Cool. Dragon, so it's force use plus, so it's plus 20. And I needed to beat a 60, right?
Yep.
Oof, 41.
You jump, and when you're about to land and kind of like jump off one of the walls to get closer, you slip and tumble down onto the ground. You are in melee range of it, but you are not behind it. Still within striking distance or striking range.
All right, I'm going to let off some blaster fire.
Okay. Go ahead and roll.
It's just blast use for that.
Yeah.
So, okay, 10. What is it, a D20?
D20.
20.
It rolls a 15, so you managed to hit it.
Cool. 2D4?
2d6s. Or 2d4s. 2d4s.
6.
6 total damage. A shield appears around it and absorbs some of the damage. You have not actually damaged the exterior. It seems like melee weapons are able to pass through the shield.
All right, well, that's my turn.
Venom, it is your turn.
So I should join my friends in jumping.
Jumping is a good activity.
I shall do this. Is this my physicality?
If you don't want to use force, then it is just your physicality. Essentially, it would
Yeah,
just
I'll
be a
just use my
charge.
physicality.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then go ahead and roll.
94.
Oh, wonderful! You make it to that area, and you have one attack.
Use that attack.
Okay, roll it.
And
What'd you get?
do the math on the, because I had adjusted stats. Ooh, 47.
With on a d20.
No. 38.
It rolls a 16. So go ahead and roll your d6 plus 2.
6.
Okay, the plasma blade briefly contacts with the shield before coming down right through and cutting a big piece out of the top. Sparks are coming out of the hole that are left behind. It is the blaster's turn. And it rolls another d3. It rolls a
I
number
need to roll
1,
it.
which is Baal.
Oof.
Fire at me, see what happens.
Do it.
Um, so this is attacking you. You dodge with your physicality, or you can use your force to dodge. Also, if you want to.
I haven't well, if this hits me, I'm donezo. So I'm gonna need to use my force to dodge with this. So it's a D100 force and physicality.
This is a attack, so it's and a defense, so it's d20s.
Okay. So I'm using physicality and then my force.
Yeah, on top of that.
Okay. That would be a 20. That'd be a plus 20 on anything I did.
Yeah,
Okay, 32.
it got a 37.
Yikes.
So you take 7 damage as these blaster bolts tear through holes through your clothes and leave huge scorch marks on your body.
Shit. Okay, well, yeah, that sucks.
It is Iniri's turn, and she leaps straight in the air and comes down to stab her blade into the blaster. And
Tana.
what?
Never mind. Sorry, keep going.
She rolls a 34, and that's more than it can actually defend against, unless it got a crit. So it, yeah, and she does 5 damage to it, and the her blade sinks into it, and huge amounts of sparks come out of it for a second, and then it just kind of goes dead.
I would like to rip off one of the blaster barrels of this one.
Okay. Iniri sits down and immediately begins meditating to allow for a force heal.
Well, I'm crawling over there because I only have 3 health left, but I'm more focused on the robot parts.
Yeah, you're in melee range, so you're right next to it.
So, yeah. Must get robot.
Um,
I'm actually planning to do something really fun with it, so I need to work on robotics when I can.
So the piece itself is the turret is damaged. You will need spare parts if you ever wanted to get it working. And the rest of the system, the chassis that it has, is also damaged. So we'll also need spare parts. The entire piece
All I want
weighs quite
is
a bit.
essentially what?
The entire piece weighs quite a bit. It is about 80 pounds.
All I want from it is literally the barrel for it, and that's it.
Okay, then give me a flat D100 roll because you're not specialized in this.
66.
You manage to cut through the pieces without damaging too many of the really important things in the barrel that you needed. So you have 1 blaster barrel. The rest of it is inoperable.
There. I tie it to my back.
Iniri expends 2 charges and gets herself back up to 13 health.
All right. Who has the med kit, guys? Who brought the
None of you have medkits.
What?
None of you have medkits. You were never allowed. You're never given or allowed to carry them.
No.
So the best you can do is like rip your own clothes up and tie them around the spots that are burned.
So you're telling me I have to take my shirt off? Very well.
Yeah, Iniri has kind of it has a lot of her clothing in the least revealing areas have been ripped up and wrapped around her spots where she's gotten shot.
All my wounds are cauterized, baby.
What?
Blaster wounds cauterized. I'm fine.
So you can attempt to force heal if you'd like. You'll have to beat a 60 on a roll though.
Would I be able to use my modifier?
Yeah, your force modifier, but you wouldn't get anything for skill in force heal.
100. Oh, I got a natural 100.
Okay, add 8 to your health.
Ooh, I have 11 health. I'm even better than before.
Oh, no. It's up to your maximum. So you heal yourself for 8 points.
I want to overcharge though. I love how Venom didn't get hit again. Last 3 fights, he doesn't get hit.
Yeah, I built Iniri to kind of be this really cool, really powerful person, and she keeps getting the crap kicked out of her.
Well, because she generates so much threat half the time,
Mm.
where the other people will be like, hey, she's doing something important. Blast her! And we're like stupid enough and in the background where we're like, we're saving the day again.
Okay, everybody did really well with their force jumps, so add 2 to that skill.
Cool.
And there is a door in front of you with the same strange symbols.
Mouse droid, I love you. Would you please be so kind as to help us, you great and glorious leader?
The mouse droid beeps, seeming more confident this time.
I believe in you. You are our best hope, Obi-Wan. I mean, mouse droid. Please help.
The mouse droid reaches out its little zapper and touches the screen with it, zapping it a little bit less this time, and the power goes out. Everything is lit by firelight.
I believe in his ability. He'll do it one day.
You're gonna build a T3M4 out of a mouse droid. Just put
I'm
a
gonna
giant
build.
blaster on it, have it wheel
I'm gonna
around and
build.
shoot things.
You're gonna see what I build.
And the power restarts after a few minutes, and Iniri
So
pokes the same buttons again, and the door opens. Walking through into this room, once the door closes behind you, is intensely cold. It may, in fact, be negative 20 degrees inside this room.
huddle together for warmth. Phenom, come here.
Yes.
Uh,
Come. My strong, muscular arms.
All right, you two, Iniri. Group hug.
She's too busy looking at something else in this room. The room itself is radiating dark energy. There is a central pillar, which upon closer inspection, because there's hardly any light in this room at all, is actually a statue that stands at least 18 feet tall and is holding up the ceiling. All around this statue are piles of things. You're not really quite sure what they are, but they're boxes and urns and what looks to be piles of coins, possibly. And in the very back, behind the pillar, is a coffin that has been sealed shut with several large plasteel braces on it.
Hey, Phenom. You go poke that thing.
With my horns?
No, with your sword.
Okay.
Why would you poke, buddy? Why would you poke it with your horns?
Iniri walks forward.
I'm a
and,
growing Zabrak.
examines the statue holding up the ceiling.
Pretty Atlas shrugged, am I right, boys? No? All right, cool. High five myself.
Very Ayn Rand in here.
I'm going to use any force perception I can to kind of check and see if I can ascertain what's going on in the room.
Okay. Roll it.
I am 80.
This room is radiating the same dark energy, and all of the things that are on these tables and they're like essentially large counters made out of almost something that looks like almost like plasteel or wrought iron, and all the things, the urns, the coins, the boxes overflowing with things, every bit of it has a tremendously dark energy surrounding it. But nothing in the room is quite as dark as the coffin. housed inside that metal cage.
Kick that motherfucker open.
Oh yeah.
What can I do to pry that thing open?
Well, going over to it, it is there's the coffin itself, which is ornate and covered with pictograms and different Sith symbols, and over the top of it, almost like this tomb was eventually found by somebody, and then somebody came back and welded it shut with giant durasteel panels and arms that will just keep the top from coming off. It is welded to the ground.
So I'm guessing you should use your sword.
Hmm.
Try to melt that guy open. What do you think, Phenom?
I think we should do that.
I will observe and make sure I notify him of any changes. So do we need to roll for that, Spencer?
Go ahead and roll physicality, Venom.
Just physicality on
Just
a D100.
physicality. Yeah, because you're essentially sawing through this big piece of plasteel.
Okay. 64.
It's going to take you at least an hour to get through one of the big, thick pieces of plasteel, but you can do it. There's about 3 of them that you need to cut in half. So it'll take a little bit above 3 hours to get this entire thing cut open.
This better get me stronger.
Um, as you cut through it, Iniri spends most of the time staring at the statue, and do you guys take a look around while you're there at the rest of the room, or are you mostly focused uh, on the tomb bit of it, the sarcophagus?
I believe in your decision-making skills, Phenom. You're the leader.
I don't know. Do I just keep slicey?
I don't really know how I could add to the situation at all. Maybe use force pull to try to get things going.
Hmm.
Well, you guys spend the next 3 hours sawing through it, and eventually, as you go on there, you start to kind of notice that you're breathing heavy.
This will only improve our physicality. Keep going. So is
Uh,
Iniri just gonna like watch, or
yeah, she's just staring at the statue, studying the statue.
okay? I'll go inspect the statue.
Um, well, this is a good point to study it really closely, and then at some point, or right now, if you wanted to, take 10 minutes to try to cross reference it with what you have in the data shard.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and take a good deep look at it. A perception check.
114.
Did you crit?
Nope.
Okay. Um, then spend some time looking through the book, and that's just a flat D100 to see if you find it now.
Books are my natural enemy. $93.
Just
You look through the book, read it, and then look at Iniri. She looks, well, I mean, she can't really because she's red, but she looks pale. And you gradually learn why. This particular tomb is was supposed to be sealed off because it's cursed. For whatever reason, anytime somebody had ever come in here, and turns out that the location that you're actually in is listed on the data shard, everyone who comes in here ends up dying inside, and then the entire area sets up again for the next person to come inside.
Now,
The person that
yes.
originally found this tomb came in and opened up the sarcophagus, and his long next ancestor, plagued by the curse, came back and welded it shut before dying on the floor
Okay.
nearby.
What was the curse?
It's not entirely certain, but you guys are noticing some effects right now as you're finding it very hard to breathe.
So we should stop trying to open, but we have no way out.
I know, it's kind of a strange situation. What are you going to do?
Keep opening the coffin.
Well,
There's not really an option for anything. There's not doors around.
yeah.
We could check some of the pottery or any of the. There was some of that around, right?
mm-hmm.
Like some sort of containers around.
Yes, everything is full of gold and other precious alloys, jewels, and what look to be ludicrously ancient weapons.
I'm gonna take a look at some of those weapons.
You look at some of the weapons, each one of them has a deeply dark presence in the Force. And you
Okay.
can see that each one of them is stained with rust, blood.
Okay. Does there even look like an ankh?
No, they're mostly all swords.
Hmm. It'd probably be better than my bad vibroblade anyway. So, describe which ones are available for me to grab.
Some of them are in a sort of vibroblade style, which is kind of almost katana-ish, while others, and the largest one, which is around the side of a hand and a half sword, a full cruciform style sword, that has a long curve, making it sort of a saber. And this one
I'll
is
take.
particularly ornate looking, but also seems to weigh, have the good weight and balance of a master crafted weapon.
I will take that one.
As you take it, you feel very satisfied with the weapon that you have in your hand, but you also feel your alignment in the Force shift permanently closer to the dark side.
Okay.
This particular weapon is a D6 in its hit, and you will eventually repair it, and it'll be worth doing. It'll be able to do more damage. It also does 2 force damage, so it's a D6 plus 2, kind of like the plasma blade, and it is also not made of any material that you know of, so it is unbreakable.
What do I call this weapon?
The the Sith saber, ancient Sith saber.
Okay, 1, 6.
Does he get a usable weapon?
Well, you guys
Pretty
still
much.
have to open up the coffin.
This is true.
How
Are
close are
there
we?
any blasters around, or are they all just swords?
Um, everything is very archaic. Like everything in here looks like it is just swords, and not even vibro blades. Essentially, it's just the blades themselves.
Is there any armor?
No armor that you can see. The only thing you
Uh,
haven't looked at yet is
do I have
the
a
coffin
pouch?
itself.
Do I have a pouch?
You have a few pockets.
I'm gonna grab some of the gold because why not?
Okay. You grab a total of 30 pieces of this very heavy gold coins. Now what?
Okay. Okay. I go back to helping Venom because there's nothing else I can really do at this point.
Venom, as soon as you finish and Baal walks over to you, you open up the tomb itself, the coffin, and are presented with a figure remarkably well preserved. And this is a Sith, not in the way that we know Sith usually, but a true Sith, a Sith pureblood, and ancient armor. And it sort of has a almost samurai-ish look to it, made from a silvery steel that has not a speck of rust on it.
Is its neck exposed?
Its neck is not exposed. It is a full plate set with only its face uncovered. And the body is holding a ancient deteriorated weapon in its hands,
I
or what
want
looks like
it.
it might have once been a weapon.
I want it. Force
Uh,
pull.
for Okay, use up one of your charges and force pull it.
Zoop into my hand.
Uh, it looks to be a core of another blade that has long since disappeared, but is essentially an upgrade part that will add damage to whatever weapon is added to, every melee weapon is added to. And it is of a very rare quality. Um, Besides that, there is nothing in the coffin.
Venom, I think you should take that armor.
I agree. Give me
Venom.
the armor.
So you're going to start to take the armor off of the cadaver.
Yes.
Okay. Uh, the As you begin to take the armor off the cadaver, which is difficult work because rigor mortis, uh, you begin to feel the dark side swell within the room.
That's not the only thing that's swelling.
Uh,
Oh,
I'm sorry, it's the horns. They're getting larger.
I need a surgery for it. Don't worry.
Take a pill and it'll go away for a little while.
I
And
thought it did the opposite effect, but okay.
uh, and as you get the last piece of armor off of him, he is wearing a tunic underneath. You have enough space within everything that you're carrying to essentially tie it and carry it on your back like a backpack. But the room is filling with a dark miasma. You're finding it rather difficult to breathe still, and you notice that the ancient air conditioning system that circulates the air is hissing.
Mouse droid,
Beep, 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 boop.
please fix. I love you.
The mouse droid runs over to a wall and accesses a panel. It beeps. It boops a couple of times. It beep boops. And then it turns around and heads back towards the entrance to the cave.
Wait.
Too bad it's gone.
I guess we run.
Oh no!
Wait, how much of the armor does he have off?
He has the entire set.
We should get a run-in.
The entire place, the hissing gets considerably louder, and you are having, you are only able to kind of shuffle forward.
Wait, I have a question.
Yeah.
So the statue is holding up the ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
Is the ceiling like a mountain above it or something like that? Or how much
You don't know,
rock?
because you weren't able to see the top of the area in there. It could be that there's a lot of stone up top, or it could be that there's not much above it.
Okay, well, I don't want to damage this place to the point where we can't use it again if we need to. So we're only able to crawl a little bit.
You're kind of shuffling forward.
Well, I'm gonna try to get the fuck out of here. I don't know what else to do. Maybe try to go to the access panel and try to fix the air conditioning.
You get over to the access panel, and it is a droid-only interface. There doesn't seem to be very many interface panels otherwise that you could access. And just after the droid goes through the door closes.
What
and
the fuck,
powers
dude?
down.
This haunted house thing happened to us, man.
That droid.
This is a nightmare on Korriban Street.
I've given a lot of trust to this droid, and it has let me down.
Iniri steps back towards the door and begins to hold out her hands towards the statue, feeling it with the force. She calls out to you and tells you to reach out and try to touch the statue.
All right.
Give me perception checks, force perception checks.
All right. Let me get mine going.
Is that for me too?
79.
What'd you say, Venom?
Is that for me as well?
79?
No, the perception check.
Yeah, for you as well.
Was my perception at a 0?
Well, it should be your force power on a D100.
Oh, okay. Easy. 57.
You reach out with the force, Venom, and you can feel the edges of the statue. It is thrumming with power, but you can't really feel much beyond it. Baal, you reach out.
It has throbbing dark side energy.
You reach in deeper inside of the statue, and you feel a lever there. It is a circuit that has switched and caused the room to begin to change in the ways you've been noticing. Iniri, you can feel Iniri reaching out with a force to try to change the circuit. Go ahead and do a push-pull force power test on it.
Okay. 24. Okay, let me see. Ooh, a 98.
Okay. Okay. Uh, Together, you manage to switch the circuit back, and the air conditioning begins to flow back in, cycling breathable air. You guys are finally able to breathe normally again. And once you catch your breath, what do you do?
Well, we're kind of just stuck here. So literally our only option is to pull down the statue. Unless we can observe another way out of the room.
Venom, what do you
So
think?
I guess I'll do another perception check, see if there's anything else that I missed about the room.
I shall do the same.
Okay.
Oh Lord.
89.
Well, we're gonna have to depend on your perception because I got a 22.
No.
So you peer through the force and search the room, and you can feel that the statue is the key. The room is growing in the dark side of the force, where it's beginning to block out your perception of anything else. Baal, your case specifically, you are having trouble with your sight. The dark side is clouding it to the point where you are starting to have trouble seeing, like somebody's putting their hands over your eyes.
It's blinding. I don't like it.
Help!
Iniri stares at the statue and then begins to climb up the side of it.
All right, I jump on that guy, but I'm guessing I'm probably gonna have disadvantage because I can't see.
You have trouble. You're having trouble seeing, but you don't. Yeah, you only have a little bit of a disadvantage.
Okay.
So physicality, and you roll twice and take the smaller result with on a D100.
I don't get to. Well, I don't want to use force jump. So okay. Am I doing D20 or D100?
D100.
62.
62. As you climb up, you and Iniri reach near the top of the statue and see the room from a new perspective. The room itself is covered in metal. It's a large dark room, but at the top of the statue, where you're just on top of its head, there's a column within the statue that holds up the rest of the ceiling, but there's also a ledge there where you can sit. And from this vantage point, you can actually see the Dark's force begin to pool on the ground in a vapor or a fog. Is close to the ground, though, kind of like cold air hugging the ground, and is beginning to form at Venom's feet.
Venom up. No.
You want me to carry you, like my
No,
child?
we're on the statue. You need to also climb up the statue. You're on the ground.
Hey, Venom, why don't you do a force resist, where you roll your force on a D100 and see what you get.
99.
99. Okay, let's see what I get. So I got a 84. You feel a very intense urge to sit down, but you manage to shake it off and begin climbing. Why don't you give me a physicality on a D100?
I just become Taylor Swift.
Shake it off. Shake it off.
Ooh woo.
No, ooh woo.
Ow wow. Okay.
What'd you
So
get?
I join on the climb.
Yeah. D100 physicality.
100 physicality. 93.
You make it up to the top and begin to see as the room itself begins to fill with this dark side gas. Something you might not have seen at the bottom because you have to see it really from the top to see it collecting. And at the top of this area is the column itself holding up the ceiling with a small access panel.
Iniri, can you get to that? You're much more nimble than I.
What, no mouse droid?
No, he left the room like a coward.
Weakling.
Iniri fumbles around with the panel, and the fumbles around for it for another minute, and the fog seems to rise, and after another minute, it's beginning to touch the ends of your feet. And when she gets to the end, she brightens, pushes a button, and the entire room begins to shake. An earthquake rips through the building, and bits of the ceiling along the outside of the room begin to crack and crumble. The entire building, much of what is the structure of the cave system itself, collapses in on itself, all around you, but far enough away for you to be unhurt. Soon, you are sitting at the top of the head of the statue. All around you, the outside air and the rubble from the ceiling having collapsed. You are outside on the top of the plateau.
Ah, we did it. We solved the puzzle.
Well, Iniri did, because she's
We
smart.
I'm the team leader. It happened under my leadership.
What?
Don't lie to me.
You did great, buddy.
So you have an armor, you have a piece of a weapon, you have a new saber, and you got shot a whole bunch of times.
Wait, so here's a question we need to answer. What are we going to give the short boy? You know what I mean? Like, what artifact are we going to give him? Because I really don't want to give up my sword, and I don't want to give up the armor.
We give him the broken double saber.
We should give him the. I have those gold coins, so we can give him the gold coins.
Or we kill him.
Sir.
Iniri chuckles at that, but says it might be worth hiding them, because whatever we come back with that he can see, he's likely to take. And none of us have a good chance in a battle against him.
So how are we supposed to? I mean,
Yes, this is true, Iniri.
how are we supposed to hide these things, though?
She points out that this particular location, you guys have you actually have a bearing on. There are two other locations along the distance that you could travel to, um, and it's possible that you could run into the spot that you were at before, or maybe you could bury them nearby here, and at some point make it back to recover them.
Let's try to go find the ship. Oh, actually, you know what? Can we find a way to go to the cave face to see what happened to the group of 5 people?
Yeah, you're on top of the plateau right now, but you can make your way over there.
Can I make my way over just to look down and see if they're still there?
Yeah,
Okay, I'd like to do that.
there's a giant creature. It's probably 12 feet tall, and it is like crustacean like, with
Crab.
well, kind of like a crab, and also kind of like a lobster. And it is moving
Big
about
crawfish.
on top of the bodies, ripping apart the bodies of the other disciples.
All right, so we're gonna head out to the other areas.
And
But
it
that's good
stops all
eating.
of a sudden, and then looks up at you.
No way.
Um,
No. way.
and it looks at the rock face, and then starts walking in your direction.
I ready my blaster.
You can definitely fight it if you want
Why,
to.
kid?
So what I would like to do is to run away and go to one of the other areas to find the ship.
That is
Is that
definitely a possibility.
okay? We
That
should do
sounds good to me. Let's do that.
Um, it takes it a while to really make the climb up to where you are, and by the time it does, you're already long gone. Um, but the only exit to the area that doesn't lead you right back to where it is leads you out and away from the other locations. The only place ahead of you is another rock outcropping, another couple of kilometers away. This one quite large, and it's outside of your range. You could go there if you wanted to. You'd have to trek through the night, but you could also communicate back to the master and have him pick you up. You'd have to give up the artifacts, though.
Sweet. So okay, so in order to get to the other 2 locations that were available
Essentially,
to
you'd
us,
have to go the long way around, making sure you don't run into the whatever that lobster thing was. Go the long way around to get to one of those, um, or which would be considerably longer, probably like 6 or 7 hours worth of walking. Or you can go ahead to the shorter one off in the distance, which is probably 3 or 4 hours of walking.
let's go to the shorter ones to find some cover.
Or you could call it the master.
No,
No.
no.
We don't
Um,
do that here.
We don't do that here.
so Iniri starts walking off in that direction, and after a half an hour of walking, she looks at you and says, "Do you know what that was?"
Tell me.
I don't know what that was. It dripped with the dark side, though.
It kind of didn't move that aggressively toward us. So I'm a little confused, to be honest.
Whatever it is, I'm glad we didn't stay there. That you heard the blaster bolts that they were being shot, and if that was at that, what could we have done against it?
Agree.
I have no argument.
Um,
I think the best we can do right now is just ignore it, pretend it didn't exist, and go away.
Iniri nods and reaches into her pouch and offers Baal a pouch of water.
Thank you, Clarice.
Barry.
She sighs again.
I was very thirsty.
Um, and she keeps walking again.
Thank. I walk slightly ahead of her.
Okay. Are you trying to stop her?
No, I'm just trying to beat her there.
Oh, well, a couple hours later, you do manage to beat her there, and it is a larger plateau. This particular one has has no cave entrance, but you can go around the right side or the left side to try to find something like that, or an entrance to the top, maybe.
We should probably go at the very least on the top. We can get off the ground, and if it's getting dark,
Well, it is
it's
quite
better.
dark. It's quite dark right now.
Oh, well,
You're
what do you
only
guys think?
moving by the lights of the moons right now.
Will probably serve better to walk around it because if it's dark already, then walking on the top of it's going to be treacherous. What you think, Will?
Venom and Baal give me force perception checks.
Force perception check. On a D100?
Yes.
Ooh, 67.
What'd you get, Baal?
73.
Okay. All three of you collectively turn and look back in the direction you came. Through the force, you can sense a dark life force moving towards you. It is probably an hour behind you.
Oh, cool.
I suggest we get moving, Iniri says.
Yeah, you know what?
I like to move it.
Just point the direction and we shall go.
Iniri goes right.
We go right.
Thank you, team leader.
You're welcome.
Your one.
You walk
So
around the around it for a few minutes before you come upon a entrance that leads up to the towards the top.
what do you think, Phenom? Phenom?
What do you mean? And what
Should
we should do?
Yes.
I'm undecided.
Iniri, what do you think?
Well, if that's what's following us right now, that was what I think it is, then we should probably look for a cave entrance.
Hopefully one's too small for it to enter.
Yeah.
Or one where we can kill it.
Sir, do you know how to kill lobster? Because right now I'm a little fuzzy.
Boiling water.
We are in a desert.
Butter.
Butter. Don't boil me. I'm
I'm still
alive.
alive. A rock lobster. Rock
That's
lobster
America. And
and
butter
butter
sauce.
sauce. Don't boil me.
I'm still alive.
Uh,
That was so good.
uh, okay, so you guys gonna keep going?
Mhm.
Well, you move
Yeah, we got to
forward,
be looking.
and you come upon a. Uh, you come upon after about half an hour of walking a two separate entrances to caves. One of them is larger and goes down in a very obvious downwardly direction, and the other one is smaller but seems to travel up. This dead air brought to you by corn.
The
Just
greatest
corn.
of fruit.
The best dang drug there is.
Now I want popcorn because it's corn and butter.
Corn pop the cob. Am I right, boys?
Definitely.
I would like to die now. Anyway,
Iniri, we need an adult.
I am an adult.
I am. I need to go to bed soon, so I'm a
Okay.
little bit.
Well, let me just say that just depending on which particular direction you take, something will happen.
Wow.
So choose.
Okay. You know what? You know what? Why don't we leave it on this cliffhanger, and we can jump right back into it next time.
Just to set the situation a little bit. You feel backwards through the forest, and it's about 15 minutes away from you.
Well, that motherfucker went fast.
Yeah, it has like 8 legs.
But it can only walk sideways, right?
Yes.
Well, I
True.
guess if it's kind of a lobster, then it can walk forward.
Well, we'll leave it there in the dead of night on Korriban, carrying armor and beaten to pieces. You have not gotten any sleep, and you're being chased by some form of crazy lobster monster, and a choice of entering one of 2 tunnels. Well, we'll see where this goes. Hopefully, this leads to the ship, but it could just be another tomb, or
I am.
could just be another cave where you can stay out the night. We'll see you next time. Any jokes to leave us off with?
I have night terrors.
You are the Night Terrors.
Oh,
The Wookiee is dead because of you. I spent 2 hours building his character.
good.
Okay, this is Game Master Karrakin signing off, and we're gonna have to come up with a good name for this series, but that's it. See you next time.